Good evening, everyone. Anthony, Wall Street Trader, 9:56 p.m. Eastern Standard. It is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. This is not financial advice, it's educational. We're scrapping the intro. Let's go straight into the market. Storage US dollar is definitely under pressure. There is no question about it. We broke this double area of support, and when it breaks hard. But this was not the reason why, the only reason why. It was triggered by a massive Bitcoin sell-off. It started sooner than that, but today we broke this line here of support, 222, started to trek back down. 194, 185 area of support currently, resistance currently at 221. We really took a nosedive here. Sometimes you got to sell it at the top a little bit. Doesn't mean you need to sell all of it if you're a real long-term holder. But you can always trim a little here and there. But we'll get our chance again, in my opinion. So let's move over to storage Bitcoin. So here we are, upward broadening wedge. Like I mentioned yesterday, those are generally not, I'm not religious about patterns. I'm not religious about everything or anything for that matter. But I am suspicious and I am cautious when I see patterns because they generally work out a lot more than trend lines. So this one here is an upward broadening wedge. We talked about the possibility of this thing breaking, and it did, and it's starting to break. So if we do fall, we're probably going to fall all the way down to 33.28, which is at least 13%, which could take us down a little further here. 10% would put us at $1.80. This would be like the area of support if we do blow past this area over here of $1.93, 94. So we'll keep our eye on that. In the meantime, we're going to flip over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has an area of support around 50,600 with an area of resistance up here at 58K, we'll call it. So I just drew this channel earlier. This seems to be the new trend in terms of where Bitcoin's going. A couple of other concern areas I have is if we have a support of 50,700 here, well, guess what might happen? If we start going all the way down, we could either easily hit 48K or we could always hit 41K below. And this is why, because I'm starting to think we could potentially have a head and shoulders, which is very bearish. In that case, this would be the left shoulder. This would be the head. This would be the right shoulder, which means if it really is a head and shoulders pattern, it could hit 41,000. I'm not saying it's going to turn out that way. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. It's hard to make out whether this is a proper form for a head and shoulders pattern, so we have to see this play out. But again, if you break past 50,600 quickly below that trend line, then you got to worry about where that thing's going. So you have areas where you can potentially predict where it'll go. Bitcoin dominance also. We are starting to pull back from the resistance line here. Resistance is around 41.88. We're 41.78. Surprisingly, this thing is not flying up, which is good. If it does start flying up overnight and Bitcoin's going down, well, that would be bad. However, if you see Bitcoin dominance going up overnight sharply and Bitcoin US dollars catching a bid, that would be great. Anyway, so that's kind of how that works. All right, so storage US dollar right now, support again, 194. If we dipped it below that, it'll be 174. But, it's been doing pretty well overall. I think we have a pretty reasonable suspicion that we could stay over 194. But, got to always worry about the next worst case scenario, 172 below that. Talk soon.